Right there in front of your lovely candle.
Yeah.
All good?
Presumably I can just sort of nick
Me. But if you wanted to remove your security badges
Oh yes, we were told that.
during the event, maybe stow them somewhere safe.
Thank you.
That'd be my advice.
Thank you. And Phoebe, I could just light the candle, take these and just...
I don't know why I said grown ups as well. That I obviously they're younger than you, so.
Hi Manfred, how are you?
I'm from Kassel, in central Germany.
What was liberation like?
Unbelievably joyous and grateful. It was a liberation out of the blue. This time column had not come to liberate us, but had done so purely by choosing to travel along the same road that we were being marched, and thereby frightening our brutal SS guys into turning and running to save their lives.
I've spoken to many thousands of youngsters in schools, and very soon after I began speaking, it became clear to me from feedback that by far the most powerful experience for young people.
Was it 2015 or something? Oh yes. Well, I'm so glad we really cool. Well, the winning is this. Well, exactly. Yes, absolutely. Are you looking after it? Are you teaching? Are you at the museum? You've got this company, this...
I did a workshop with Chinese schools, so these were two of the students that we worked with. This is Nadia.
Amy, graduated in year 11, and David, who's their history teacher.
So excuse to miss class. Does he teach you as well? Very well, no? I love my history.
His Majesty about your candle you made.
Yeah, so I made this one and I wanted to focus a lot on how the lovely music brought all the members of the orchestra together to help them find hope.
So their candlestick is around the Newton Lasker really obviously connect, and so that's the particular survivor that you learned about.
We were very inspired. So, yeah.
She's a remarkable character.
Yeah.
I think I've known her for very nearly 50 years.
Yeah.
Because she was the rising patron of the English chamber orchestra. She was a long-standing member of that orchestra. And in those it was extraordinary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But so, have you designed these?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was really struck by the fact of how the connection with music would have really helped her. The situation.
Did you meet her? In fact? You met her?
No, but we spoke about her life story. And actually, while we were making the candle holders, we listened to a piece of cello music because we were inspired by that. So.
Holder that can then
Edition. But certainly digitally, and all of the different communities that are learned.
So have you painted onto the glass?
Yeah.
That's not easy in itself.
No, it was. And that we didn't have very long. So. Painted broken glass with a kind of musical bow going through it because she was really inspired by how it was how she spoke out against hate, and that student was really inspired by that. So
Because as far as I can make out, it was her musical accomplishments which kept her going.
do you think in a place of utter destruction there's music, and now these students are creating something else that will carry on. It's wonderful.
It was. So are you still doing a project? Are you still doing a history project and all this?
Yeah, this was more of like an individual project with the Museum of Oxford and with the Royal Museum of China.
And have you visited the Museum of Oxford?
yeah.
Is it full of fascinating?
And give a little nudge to
Yes,
ask
I
you
know.
if you would like
Oh
a
yes.
candle.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
You come forward.
Yeah.
This is always an acid test, this
It
one.
is, isn't it?
Whether these things work or not.
Manfred over here.
Yep.
That's it. Manfred in the picture.
Problem is getting them going, isn't it?
We can have that towards what goes wrong.
Yes. No. Let me see if I can make it glow. There we are.
Thank you.
And hopefully this will last a long time.
Well, and then on
Memory. Oh, does it?
In other words, it's granted me.
Thank you very much for giving us your time to do this. I'm going to explain to Phoebe, Victor, Jake, and Lara. And I'll tell you very quickly about the project, and then they can do a bit of a demo, and Manfred can tell you. Manfred was asked up to 1,000 questions in a studio. Manfred won't be with us. We've done this with a number of other survivors. This is reaching thousands of young people across the country. Describes young people see on their headsets. But should we do a bit of a demonstration for you? So I think it's out of the way. Sorry. Okay.
Particular chair.
So go on then.
Hi Manfred, how are you?
Where were you born?
I was born in a town called Kassel in central Germany.
What concentration camps were you at?
From Riga, we were moved to Treczu. From Treczu, trucks to Stutthof, concentration camp of Stutthof. From Stutthof, we were moved to a labor camp called Stolp. From Stolp, we were transported to another smaller camp called Burggraben. From Burggraben back to Stutthof. And from our second stay in Stutthof, we finally were taken on a death march, which led to our liberation.
To leave us all.
Well, Manfred, should we ask this Manfred? Let's ask this Manfred. So, yeah.
What is the message he really wants to leave us all?
What is the message that you really want to leave people with?
I would like people to become and remain aware that indifference is a very dangerous response to injustice. It is a tempting response because the injustice, much more often than not, does not affect oneself personally, but to ignore witnessing it on someone else is a dangerous response.
Didn't we meet first at Stutthof?
No, was it? I met your son, Prince William and Princess Kate.
That's right.
That's right.
Because I thought so.
Yes, in 2017, Manfred and Ziggy both accompanied Prince and Princess at Stutthof. Yeah, and so in fact...
going to one or two others.
Yeah, and so Manfred talks about Stutthof, and Jake can show you the VR that would work. We're not going to give you the headset. We're going
Gate into the camp. It was a sentence of death, effectively. Very few people ever left Stutthof alive.
And so if you see this, obviously we can't take every young person to Stutthof or to Auschwitz. We take a lot of young people, including Phoebe and Jake have been to visit Auschwitz. But Lara and Jake, or Lara, has used the headset in the classroom, and this is what she would see. And Lara, tell us a bit about what that experience is like.
Back in my school, we have used this headset, and it allows students to be very immersed with what the conditions were like in the concentration camps. It's a first-hand sort of experience that you get through virtual reality, and you can see 360 around using this headset. Personally, I think I felt that I could connect really with the atmosphere and what had been going on. Really? Yeah.
So it does give you a particularly good impression of
Yes,
horrors.
a realistic impression.
Yes. So have you had to write about any of this? Have you done a project on?
Yeah, like reviews and how you feel during the experience, what impact it's left on students.
And is this part of the history?
History.
element. Yes.
I think it's a much more
Yes, exactly.
fabulous way to really learn about history instead of through textbooks or through a lesson on a whiteboard. You get to really experience someone's personal life, and it's really important that this type of learning and education is further developed to something even greater than it already is.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to chat with you. Are you the phone? Well, this is and there's lots of badges. There's lots of badges. So Echo Eternal's project uses survivor testimony to inspire children to have a creative response. So the idea that they can find some light in the darkness, and the responses can be visual art or songs, and we give those echoes, as we call them, we give them back to the survivors as a gift, to thank them for giving us the gift of testimony, because they take that into their lives. And Natasha was the original inspiration. She interviewed 112 survivors. So what gave you the idea?
So when David Cameron was Prime Minister, he started a Holocaust Commission. I was one of his commissioners. And with Helen, your news, amazing support.
It's all her fault. It's all her fault.
So I was the journalist on the commission, and so I said I'd interview 5 to start with. But it was such a honour. I ended up interviewing 112 survivors over a year. And that's how we started working together.
And did you note down that all this was done on tape?
Yes, well, it's hopefully going to be housed in the new memorial that is going to be built in Victoria Tower, next to the House of Lords. So
We had that you would tell. And Yashmi is, she's worked on a project inspired by the 7 portraits. So do you want to tell the King a bit about your portrait?
I had the honour of painting a portrait of a survivor called Marcel Annisfeld. Yeah, he was very strong and brave, so we wanted, and we showed the family, well, we showed them that, and we wanted to create, we wanted to make it come to life, so we created a 3D element, and Marcel, he'll never be forgotten, and his memory is eternal, so yeah.
Wow. So where is the portrait?
It's in my school, and it's on display, and it took a long time to do it, and I'm really happy.
So are you very keen on your art?
Yes.
Have you got a good teacher?
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's incredibly good. What did you do it in? Was it acrylic?
We did it on acrylic. We did loads of layers.
Did you?
Yeah, and then we did fabric, and then made flowers.
Did you?
Yeah, and more people came, and it was mostly to raise awareness and say.
That's one. Sorry, sir. Well, that's one kind of echo. So we do different kinds of echoes, often using song. So one survivor that actually was introduced to when she was quite young was Zdenka. In fact, who I understand you met. I went to visit her. Extraordinary. No. Yeah. On her 100th birthday. Amazing. Yeah. It meant so much to her. She meant so much. So we've created a very special echo just for today for you, using Zdenka's testimony, and Ziggy Schipper, who is one of the projects.
He was the young man I met in the slave labor camp.
Yeah. And Rashmi was very keen to offer you this gift, which is a replica of Zdenka's ring. So which we make. She showed you exactly. Yeah. And we give this to all of our performers when they perform. They have the ring. It means so much to them. It's an extraordinary story, isn't it? I think I deserve this one too. It's very wonderful. So with your permission, so we'd like to share the echo we've created for today, and we've moved to the centre.
De trein stopt. the doors opened, and we were told, this is Auschwitz.
How can a boy of 14 hope people should die so he'll have room where to sit down? What has become of me? I was completely dehumanized, and I didn't care about anybody or anything.
Your voice gives me strength. Your voice gives me strength. Your voice gives me strength.
And there was a little light in front of me. And I crawled towards the light, and it was a Red Cross station that the British have established there. And there was a human face underneath, full of feeling, looking at me.
I will not look away, I will not be silent, our voices will make an echo. Your voice gives me strength to express myself and find light through the darkness.
You have a choice. If things are tough, you can be sorry for yourself and go under. Or you can look it in the face and say, I can't change it and I have to accept it. And you apply your every possible strength, and the brain helps you to overcome every difficulty, and the same pattern goes to life. You don't have to be in Auschwitz. It is your attitude to life.
I will not look away, I will not be silent, our voices will make an echo. I will not look away, I will not be silent.
I beg the young people, whatever you do not hate. Hate will ruin your life. Even that's what the Prime Minister said about me once. Ziggy doesn't hate.
Lots of different. But very good voices, obviously been chosen. The best singers.
Thank you.
Didn't get enough of it. So are you all missing today at school? Some different parts of the country. You're going to go back again and see them, I'm sure. Back home. But have you enjoyed doing it?
Yes.
And learned quite a lot, presumably. Listen to these incredible people. Have you met Manfred? Have you met some? Not met before. He's very special as well. Because I remember meeting Ziggy with you. Yes. And we were lifelong friends. We met when we were 14 years old. And we were friends for 70 plus years. He also lived in this country. Just after my 15th birthday. You heard I enumerated the various councils. Exposed position. Are you playing in an orchestra anyway?
Yes, I am involved in many different projects, and it's my third with National Music Theatre. And it's a great group of people, and it's just an honor to be here performing for Your Majesty.
Is that your violin?
It is mine, yes, I own it.
You found it, is it a British, an English one?
It's a French one.
French?
Is that okay?
I was wondering.
Yeah, it's French.
Yes, because there are some remarkable ones. What I can never get over is
is the right wood you have to they find to make the violence?
Yes, I don't make violence. I can't tell you too much. I'm sorry.
Particular pine, I think, in Italy. That's
Yes.
the best quality. So are you able to play a lot?
Not violent inherently. Violent inherently. During our 7-day death march, anyone who had the strength to keep up and began training was shot by our SS guards. One day after our liberation, one of the survivors recognized one of the guards had discarded his uniform and dressed himself in the type of striped convict clothing, masquerading as a survivor. We did not fall upon him and lynch him, but reported him to the British troops who had liberated us, and he was taken away to be arrested and punished. But people had the opportunity to just fall upon him and lynch him, which must have been a strong temptation. I wasn't involved, I was only just 15 years old. So still
This is another remark.
But that is how people behave. They had not lost their humanity.
Exactly. Just shows a wonderful example. It wasn't like that. Well, I went anyway.
Thank you.
So, this is...
So it's the teachers.
Oh, yes, yes. So,